All right, before I forget, it ended up being a funny story in its own way, okay? But it started out more of a tragedy. But anywho, let's start out here. We had this cool cat named Stanley I picked up off the side of the road, right? We had him for a few years, and then all of a sudden he got sick, and we had to have him put to sleep. Now, my son was younger, and he didn't really respond too much to the cats. They kind of left. Stanley loved Josh, but Josh did leave him alone mostly. But anywho, so what happened was Stanley got sick, and they had him put to sleep. And I figured, even though Josh didn't really pay attention, I figured he'd understand. Like, where's Stanley? So he did. He asked, "Where's Stanley?" And I don't know how to explain this to him. So I already been thinking about, well, what am I going to explain to? Because he's going to see. I figured I'm just going to leave it, let him ask, and then I'll figure it out. So, but I'm still thinking, because I'm waiting. I'm thinking about how to explain this, so I'm waiting for him to ask. So I'm buying myself some time to explain. So, anywho, finally he asks. He's like, "Where's Stanley?" And I'm trying to think about how to explain this, right? And all of a sudden, I got saved by the bell, right? My son says, "Did he go to Pittsburgh or something?" Yes, he went to Pittsburgh. So, so that's the way it was for a long, long time, right? And years later, I explained this to my son. He says, "Well, how long did I believe that?" I'm like, well, until I just explained it. Yeah, so I figured, okay, yeah, Stanley went to Pittsburgh, and any other person, animal that passed away, they went to Pittsburgh. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm still thinking. I'm like, man, if we ever end up traveling and going near Pittsburgh, he's going to want to stop and see Stanley. So, but no, it's, it's I love that story. But yeah, yes, did he go to Did Stanley go to Pittsburgh or something? Yes, Stanley's in Pittsburgh.